Hello everyone, today we are here to talk about global warming. Global warming becomes major problem around us. There are some reasons which cause global warming. Let's talk. Global warming caused because of the greenhouse gas emissions, the burning of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas for energy and transportation releases carbon dioxide CO2 and methane CH4, trapping heat in the atmosphere. Cutting down forests reduces the planet's capacity to absorb CO2, exacerbating the greenhouse effect. Factories and industrial activities emit large amounts of CO2 and other greenhouse gases. Livestock farming produces methane, and fertilizer use releases nitrous oxide and 2O, both potent greenhouse gases. Cities contribute to global warming through high energy consumption, increased vehicle emissions, and heat island effects. These factors collectively raise global temperatures, leading to climate change and extreme weather events. Overpopulation also contributes to global warming. More people require more energy for heating, cooling, transportation, and electricity. This increased demand often leads to higher fossil fuel consumption, resulting in greater greenhouse gas emissions. As populations grow, urban areas expand. Urbanization typically increases energy use due to higher densities of housing, commercial buildings, and transportation networks. To accommodate growing populations, forests are often cleared for agriculture, housing, and infrastructure. Deforestation reduces the planet's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas. Feeding a larger population requires more extensive agricultural activities. Agriculture, especially livestock farming, is a significant source of methane and nitrous oxide, potent greenhouse gases. More people produce more waste, including organic waste that decomposes to produce methane, a greenhouse gas. Proper waste management is often challenging in densely populated areas. Increased human activity can also lead to water pollution, affecting natural systems that regulate greenhouse gases, such as wetlands and oceans. To meet the needs of a larger population, industrial production increases, leading to higher emissions from factories and transportation of goods. Overpopulation leads to higher demand for consumer goods, increasing emissions associated with their production, distribution, and disposal. A larger population typically means more vehicles on the road, contributing to higher carbon dioxide emissions from fuel combustion. Expanding transportation infrastructure, roads, airports, railways also involves emissions from construction activities. Overpopulation can lead to the spread of urban areas into previously undeveloped lands, disrupting ecosystems that act as carbon sinks. Conversion of natural habitats into urban or agricultural land releases stored carbon and reduces the Earth's capacity to absorb CO2. Providing clean water to a larger population requires energy-intensive processes, contributing to emissions. Increased agricultural activity for a larger population often means greater water usage, impacting natural water cycles and related carbon absorption processes. So we can say that overpopulation drives up resource consumption, waste generation, and energy use, all of which contribute to increased greenhouse gas emissions and global warming. Addressing these challenges involves sustainable development practices, efficient resource use, and innovative technologies to mitigate the environmental impact of a growing global population. Here is another some reason of global warming in 2024. The war between the Ukraine and Russia. The Ukraine-Russia war has several direct and indirect effects on global warming and environmental sustainability. The war has disrupted energy supplies, particularly natural gas from Russia to Europe. This disruption has led some countries to revert to coal and other fossil fuels to meet their energy needs, potentially increasing greenhouse gas emissions. Higher energy prices can influence global energy consumption patterns and investments in renewable energy. While high prices might incentivize energy efficiency and renewables in the long term, they can also make fossil fuel production more attractive in the short term. Military activities generate significant greenhouse gas emissions through the use of vehicles, aircraft, and other machinery. The environmental impact of these operations includes not only carbon emissions but also localized pollution. Bombing, shelling, and other forms of combat can destroy natural habitats, release stored carbon from soil and vegetation, and cause pollution through the release of hazardous materials. The war has had a destabilizing effect on the global economy, potentially reducing industrial activity and, consequently, emissions in some regions. However, economic instability can also divert attention and resources away from climate action. The war has affected global supply chains, including the production and transport of goods. This can lead to inefficiencies and increased emissions from alternative logistics and production processes. Ukraine and Russia are significant producers of wheat, sunflower oil, and other agricultural products. The war has disrupted agricultural production and exports, potentially leading to land use changes elsewhere to compensate. With varying environmental impacts, reduced food availability and higher prices can lead to changes in land use, with some regions potentially increasing agricultural expansion into forests or other natural areas, affecting carbon sequestration. The movement of millions of refugees requires substantial resources, from food and water to shelter and medical supplies. This can strain local environments and increase emissions through transportation and infrastructure development. The urgent need to address humanitarian crises can shift political and financial focus away from long-term climate goals and sustainability initiatives. The war between Israel and Palestine also have many effects on Earth, which results in global warming. This channel provides you knowledge of science, technology, or current situations of world. Like and subscribe our channel around us for more informative videos. Thank you.